Welcome back to the second hour of 8-Bits, where we spent the first hour talking about what we were playing and went off on plenty of tangents, but now the moment that you have been waiting for on 8-Bits, it's time for JP to talk about Zoo Tycoon. He messaged me so excited on Skype about this, Jeff. So very excited. And then said, I guarantee you that mini-wheat will love this. And I was like, so JP, what does that say about you?
I don't know, man. Maybe I have this childlike wonder with this game. Basically what happened was I bought the Xbox One, and Forza Dead Rising 3, I ended up beating Rise, which we talked about last week, which out of those three games was probably I had the most enjoyment out of. The other two I was not all that interested in, and I had seen on the Giant Bomb marathon that they did on launch day that they had played some Zoo Tycoon, and I was like, that game actually looks pretty enjoyable. Like maybe I should pick that up. That looks pretty fun. And I looked around at the price, and I'm like, it's $60. Like that's kind of expensive for what it. Maybe I shouldn't get that. I was like, well, maybe there's a sale, right? It's Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Maybe I can find a sale and start poking around and looking at retail stores. It's only available at Walmart in the U.S. until like December 17th or something.
Wow.
They have an exclusive on this. Exclusive retail. You can buy it digitally on the Microsoft Store, but only at what are you doing? Yeah, there you go. JP Zoo.
I just feel like you are that.
I'm that guy.
You're that You're that orangutan. Yeah, you're so happy.
In one of my zoos, I named myself, and we'll get to that. I named one of the animals after myself.
Okay.
So like, I'm watching that. I'm like, well, maybe I can justify it by doing a video on YouTube about it. And I'm like, all right, maybe I'll do that. And I went to record a video on Monday, and I committed myself to putting up a video on YouTube. And I was like, well, shit, I guess I should probably buy this. And I was a little hesitant. I ended up spending $60 on it. Downloads over the night. I play it for the first time live on stream on Wednesday. Just jump in, kind of cold feet. And then what happens is like this weird feeling of, did I make a bad purchase? Am I gonna immediately was dismissed as like I jump into this game and just have the time of my life for some reason. Like I don't even know where to start with.
Was it Stockholm syndrome?
I don't know what it was. It's
do I have permission to show your video so we can see some?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hopefully I won't copyright myself.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I don't know what is so fun about the game, or even where to begin. Like, it's a Zoo Tycoon game. Of course, it's made from the people that made Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and so they understand that type of game. It's been consolified in the sense of the control scheme is obviously you use the controller, and it's not as deep as maybe some PC players were wanting or expecting from a Tycoon game, but it works really well with the controller. Just being able to jump around and throw down whatever you want. In terms of the actual layout of the zoo, you do not have as much control. Like, I can't design the roads or what they look like specifically, or I can't design what the pins look like, how they're shaped, or anything like that. But
so it's modular, kind of. You just sort of
yeah, exactly.
I think we're about to see you put some stuff down here. So
yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. Is it is modular.
But does that still feel satisfying as a?
To me, it does, because the game's very good about giving instant, or not instant, but not making you wait for gratification and enjoyment. So you put down an exhibit, and after you research it, maybe a minute 30, it has a timer in the game, and you kind of just sit there and wait, although there's other stuff you can do at the park. And then as you put it down, you can go in and adopt a new animal, and then the animal gets hella dropped into it, into that little exhibit. And I think that whatever they did, I don't know if they motion captured these animals or what, but the animations on them are fucking unreal. They are fantastically animated.
What is that one doing?
Dude. Yeah, he's just meditating, dude.
What the hell?
Really do that? That's what the hell is this lemur doing? He's meditating. what? What are the fuck? The other one's like looking at him too. He's like, what the hell are you doing, man? And then I ended up taking
kind of stoned looking there, actually.
Yeah, I ended up taking a picture of it because they do stupid stuff. And they both start meditating. I'm like, this game's fucking crazy. But like every animal is.
Oh,
what are we looking at?
Just beat up the.
Oh yeah, they play around, and the game has like a bunch of modes. It's got a free, I guess, free play mode. It's just a giant sandbox where you aren't limited in time or anything like that. It has a campaign where you choose. There's like, I don't know how many it is, maybe 30 different zoos around the world. Like easy, normal, hard. They rank them by that, and each one has kind of things that you need to do. So you need to make like a fucking polar bear mate and have a baby and then take a picture and send it to a magazine and little stupid stuff like that. That somehow is like enjoyable. I don't understand why I enjoy doing that.
I finally found some hosing down of animals.
Oh yeah, so that's the other thing too, is like, and I say this in the video, I cannot believe, like, if I was a 10-year-old kid and I had the Kinect to be able to interact, like you actually interact with these AI creatures with the hose is one way. The hose is kind of a bad example of it because it just doesn't work that well. But they have a sensory enrichment center, which is just this giant window that you can put in some of the. They're like one of the things that you can. That's modular inside of these playpens is what you can put in there to mess with the animals or play with the animals, and it's this giant window. I think it happens after the hose part, but like the Kinect will read your actions and it'll superimpose you on the screen with kind of a transparency to it, and if you put your right hand up to your ear and it'll like prompt you to do this, then the animal will like match it in real time. And it has like these stupid interactions that are the dumbest things in the world, but they're super enjoyable. Like I'm just with this rhino and I'm like, why is this fun? This is the dumbest thing ever. But I was doing this to like level the.
He's all into it.
Yeah, he's really into it. Like, if you were like 10 years old, this would be the greatest thing in the world, right? Like.
In real life, wouldn't this guy just be charging you and skewering you?
This game makes no sense. Like, look how tall that wall is. The wall's not even 3 feet tall. That's the same wall that happens in every animal enclosure, like giraffes and rhinos and like, lions and shit.
Here I think you're putting in one of these.
The motions.
Feeding interaction.
I don't.
Oh,
I don't know
sensory enrichment interaction.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what you just put in here?
Yes.
Do the animals ever rampage? Do they ever get to escape?
No, so that's one of the things that I was a little bit not upset, but I wish that could. I wish you could like set the animals loose on or stupid stuff like that, right? That you could always do in other Tycoon games where you could create a roller coaster that just ended and shot people up, but then you could imagine they died, and it was a lot of fun doing that. But
it'd be great. These guys should get the Planet of the Apes license.
Right. Or even like Jurassic Park, and like you start dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs like get out of the pens and start killing people, and you got to like. I would love it. It'd be great. It'd be awesome.
Big animal revolt.
Yeah, exactly.
Lock up all the zookeepers.
Yeah.
And spray the hose at those motherfuckers.
So like, I don't know if we have audio or anything, but I'm like screaming at this tiger to like come over here. And eventually he does. Like, he notices that I'm screaming at him, and the game picks it up. He walks over, and then I start like having these stupid interactions with him. You turn the volume up, so I'll stop talking.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. I don't know how to get him over here.
This, I think, is the coolest part of this game.
All right, he's coming
it's dark
over.
in my room right now, so let's see if it picks me up.
I'm getting excited, JP. Hands up, mouth
so
open.
I'm putting my hands and mouth open like that with the Kinect. Stretching my arms out. What? Oh.
Well, I don't know now. Now it's just crazy.
Yeah, now it cut off because I leveled up my zoo fame, so it's the interaction. I was really pissed off.
Zoo fame increased.
Yeah. And that just unlocks more stuff.
Well,
but
they can watch the video. They can go and watch the whole video.
You can go watch I have a full 41-minute video of this stupid game over on my YouTube.
Are you going to keep playing it?
Yeah, after that, I was like, well, shit, it's 3 a.m. I guess I'll play more Zoo Tycoon. And I ended up playing till like 5 a.m. that morning.
Wow.
Another 2 hours. But I enjoy like seeing the animals and like seeing the animations that they have. Like one of the exhibits I made it's a mini exhibit and I just put some sloths in there. And then I like just sat there and watched the sloths for some fucking reason for like 5 minutes. And they just do stupid shit where they're just hanging around. And the best part is I was not high during any of this, so I was not like I did not have the stoner gaze as this was happening. I just having fun with the game.
I think what's blowing my mind right now is I just went to the YouTube video on your page and I just happened to look down and see a comment that says, I went to Google and shit, lemurs do meditate. That is crazy.
God.
And I'm looking now on Google
Seriously?
and I see all these pictures of lemurs like totally meditating, just being chill, like sup.
Yeah.
You know, you could actually. I don't mean to dismiss your enjoyment of this game. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, isn't that
Great.
kind of
Holy
crazy?
crap! These are not photoshopped, huh?
No, I mean, I don't know, like, right.
Wow,
it's
this is
probably
a big today I learned moment.
Yeah,
here.
isn't it?
Dude, see, you learned so much by playing Zoo Tycoon.
Holy shit! Who knew?
I love this one. It's awesome. Come, meditate
Buddha
with
was
us.
a lemur. Who knew?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I want some.
that's classic. That's classic. So what were you going to say about this game, Jeff? Because a lot
Now
of chat was saying...
I don't know. I'm transfixed by the meditating lemurs now. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was going to say, JP, that instead of watching like 3D digital animals, they do have like actual real life panda cams.
Right.
You could watch.
I know. It's like, well, I could just go to the zoo, or I could load up Xbox One. And, like, I don't know. I ended up naming like you can name all the characters, and like they put in it gave me the randomized name of Jeff, spelled Geoff, which is one of our buddies in Control. And so then it was a peacock. It was a male peacock. So like, you had this gorgeous feather shit. And I was like, well, I'll just adopt another one and name it Anna, which is his wife. And she was just like, I guess the female peacocks do not have like these colorful feathers. She was just like this brown looking ostrich bird thing.
Yep.
And so then they ended up having a kid because I had like the breeding center and all this I don't know. I don't know what rant I'm going on, but I enjoyed that game. And it was funny too, because as I was streaming it, like more and more people kept joining the stream and they were like, why the fuck am I watching this? I joined like 20 minutes ago and I'm still here. This is really awesome.
The beauty
and
of Twitch.
to watch.
Yep.
And it also has online co-op, which I have not messed around with.
What?
It has 4-player online co-op. And so I guess you can jump into like someone else's zoo and like build the zoo with them.
You don't get to. The other people don't get to be the animals.
No, that would be rad if you could like be a bear and just like fuck with each other. But one of the things that does suck about it is it has the Sim City effect where the zoo, while you have a lot of area to play around with, it has a limit on the amount of animals that you can have in it.
Oh.
And it's kind of low. Like I think I had like 6 animal pens and it was full on the zoo limit. And I don't know if that's increased over time or what, but it's annoying in that regard. I wish that, and I don't know if that might just be a limitation of like the Xbox One, because as the zoo gets bigger and bigger and more people come into it, the FPS and the menu functionality actually starts to lag a little bit, which is unfortunate.
Does it do any crazy stuff in higher levels?
In what regard? Like what would be crazy stuff?
Well, like the way the Sims or SimCity in later levels throws in
I
don't know, weird disasters or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a disaster scenario or anything like that.
Power outage or food shortage.
Yes,
Right.
that's one of the things that like I didn't even mention that. One of the things that you are actively having to deal with is like someone's got to clean up the animal shit, or someone needs to go like refill the water in the tiger cage, and you like walk over there and like go through the menus and click refill, and that can all be automated by just upgrading the zoo with like zookeepers. I think you just have to like hire them and like level them up, and each like building has level 1, 2, and 3. There's different tier sizes of all the different like concessions and entertainment stands that you can buy. And the only thing that really changes as you get higher level are the animals that you have access to. And they just get like rarer and rarer and rarer in terms of going from like a like just a regular tiger to I think like a Siberian tiger is maybe like level 30 or some shit like that. So that there's no like a volcano spawns in your zoo and the monsters are escaping. Which I wish there was, because that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, that'd be great.
Do you actually see the animals die? Does that happen?
So I have not had any animals die. I'm not sure if they can. Maybe I should just make like a pen and not feed them or give them water and see what happens. But they might just get pissed off because they do have like a happiness meter that you have to be aware of, and some of the challenges are
Maybe
like
that's how you get them to revolt, dude.
Maybe. Everyone, the game's easy enough to where it's really hard to get to that fail state. But as far as I can tell, they are not malicious in any of their actions at any point in the game. The hardest thing in the game was fucking getting these bears to have a baby. Like, they would not have sex no matter what I did. I made sure that their social group was great. I made sure they had all this food. They were breeding center was attached to it. All this nonsense. They just wouldn't have a kid, man. It was really upsetting.
Life's
I sat there
tough,
for
man.
like an hour,
Life's
just
tough.
screaming.
You know how they feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all been there in our lives.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So,
But the
so I don't-
Bears just isn't using the right approach or something. He's got to
maybe not. Well,
play hard
that's
to
the
get,
thing.
or
I'd leave him alone and I'd go do something else, and then I'd come back and there'd be like a bear in the middle, like lying down with his paws up and shit. I'm like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Then he would just like get up and the female would walk off, and I'd be like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Like, go! I need a kid for this challenge. Stop.
see, he
messing
was
with-"
being pathetic. You know,
Yeah.
girls don't like that.
Yeah,
He needed to play harder to get.
Exactly.
I did.
Exactly. He was too.
But when they do have sex, is there like a pixelated animation? So
Yeah.
I have not seen the actual act of
Oh.
the man having sex. I don't know if it's in the game. I would reckon it's not, because it is probably. I think it's rated E. I don't have the case or anything, so I can't look. But I do not think that the action is animated within the game.
I
If
think
it
that's
was,
okay.
It's probably not a game for Mini-Wheat. But
I think that's okay.
Well,
but yeah, get the game for your kid,
There you
Wheat,
go.
because he'll fucking love it.
Okay. All right.
He'll put it on stream. He'll go crazy. It'll be the playroom like amplified by 20.
That's good.
See it.
That's good. I like
Guaranteed.
that. No, I'm gonna definitely have him check it out. We want to talk about what little news there is.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, what? Trying to think. The VGX is tomorrow.
Yeah, so actually there's some news associated with that, because the Survivor 2299 site that people are
What?
still kind of you don't know about this?
I guess I missed that blip.
So what is it? Is it the Survivor
The Survivor 22.
yeah, the Survivor
What's this? Why is it beeping at me? Stop it. Oh, that's probably Fallout 4 stuff.
Well, so that's what people have been speculating, right? And then people had been speculating, well, maybe it's something with the VGX, but then the countdown doesn't exactly go with that, and I don't know. It's weird. Like all of our Fallout's kind of trying to figure out what the hell it is. Our games and gaming trying to figure out what the hell it is. Some people were saying it's bullshit. Other people were saying it's true. ZeniMax Bethesda saying we're not showing anything at VGX. So it's just kind of like,
Huh.
It's the same font that they did in Fallout 3, is it not?
yeah, that's definitely a Fallout font. But then there's other people saying it's a hoax. I don't know.
I can't believe no one has cracked this code yet.
I think there's a few. Like I might even not even sure, but I think if you refresh, it might, or maybe it changes occasionally. The code.
It says, Reddit, someone has deciphered the code. It reads, I'm sorry to inform you, but I'm afraid they're dead. Your life support system is just fine. Welcome to the Institute, the only safe place to be in this world. The Institute was a mysterious group introduced in Fallout 3, founded by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Could they serve as Fallout 4's antagonist?
You know what?
That'd be pretty cool if they actually did that.
I thought Fallout 3 was remarkable. I was not that big of a fan of New Vegas, And I can never still put my finger on it, like why that game didn't quite captivate me as much as Fallout 3 did. But I think that 4 is definitely, I mean, it's something that I'm really excited for.
Yeah. Yeah.
It definitely makes sense that it could be 4. I mean, the timing, they're due for a Fallout 4.
Right.
It seems.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've been writing Skyrim for what, like 2 years now, or
Yeah.
however long. The funny part is that game actually still garners like #1 Steam sales anytime it goes on sale. Skyrim. It'll be #1 on Steam for like 2 or 3 weeks. So now is the perfect time, I think, for like an updated next gen Fallout. That would be great. We'll probably get it for a year or two, if anything, but still be cool to see it. To kind of wrap around back to the VGX, I hate those shows, but everyone's going to be watching it to see the trailers, and I think that's kind of an interesting thing that it started out to get attention with like celebrities and whatnot, and then it fell into this weird place where now everyone watches it because it's the #1 place to like release new games and announce new games.
But it's not on TV anymore.
But it's not on TV anymore.
Oh wait,
yeah,
it isn't?
No,
now
it's exclusively online, which is like, duh, right? Because then they can get a worldwide audience versus just those who have digital cable and can watch Spike TV.
Actually, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it means that they're going to feel that they can pander less to non-gamers, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, because those things were so moronic to watch on television.
It was
embarrassing.
To see just the stupid shit they try to pull where, like, Samuel L. Jackson would walk on and be like, I love God of War. It's like, you've never played God of War. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was so transparent. And what bothered me is, like, okay, the only people really watching this are gamers.
Exactly.
So just talk to us like we're gamers. You don't have to make jokes about whatever, boobs or, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always felt like they aimed low with these things.
Right.
That it wouldn't take that much harder to add like an ounce of dignity to the affair.
Yep.
You know, just a little. Doesn't have to be serious.
Exactly. I don't know how much credit to really put into like the actual awards themselves. They always seem to choose what, at least in the past, what like sold the best out of the 5 games that they picked.
Is this games of the year?
These are game of the years that I was showing right now. And I guess because they have like a separate handheld, that this would be considered console, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty solid list for sure.
You know, looking at that list, I was thinking just this morning, has any game fallen off reputation-wise so fast as BioShock Infinite? It seems like over the course of the year, that has been before it came out, the hype was out of control.
So I actually have a theory on this. That you can almost maybe is true with like The Last of Us, is that people were willfully, like respectfully, not giving spoilers about the game, right?
Yeah.
So the hype was like leading up to it was so much, and I mean, Last of Us was a little bit different, right? But I kind of felt like that was one of the things that happened, is that people just stopped talking about Infinite because no one really wanted to ruin it for anyone else. I could be crazy, but I think that did have an effect on the game, sort of its long-lastingness overall. I mean, obviously the DLC has picked things up a little bit, but
I honestly think people, at least for me, and I know I'm not alone in this because I've heard people say the same thing, but like it got to this weird point of the discussion about that game was just so fucking annoying to hear about, and like I just got so pissed off anytime anyone would bring up this like ludonarrative bullshit and that whole trend that started, and I got annoyed hearing about that game, so I just didn't talk about it anymore. I enjoyed the hell out of that game. I thought it was fantastic. But I didn't want to talk about it.
Zelda's not on this list here.
Well, I think that, like I said, I think there's a mobile list. So if we just consider this as console, is The Last of Us the clear winner here?
I've played Super Mario 3D World, and I would reckon I had more fun with the gameplay in that. And as a game, it is a better game. But as a story, Last of Us is a better story.
If The Last of Us wasn't on there, I would actually choose Tomb Raider. In a heartbeat.
Tomb Raider was incredible.
Tomb Raider
really
as a
enjoyed that.
reboot was like, to me, the most successful games industry reboot. I think that.
Oh yeah,
there's
there's no argument there.
Okay, what do we think will win though?
I
Not
think
what
Last
we want
of Us
to
wins.
I think Last of Us will win.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of been the sweetheart, and it's been what has been like the mainstream game that everyone
Let me see if there's a mobile one too.
brings up.
Unless it's GTA that wins.
GTA might win actually. Now that I think about it,
No.
that's like the mainstream one that everyone.
No, come on.
I,
Not even
I don't know,
GTA
man.
5, I think, can. They're actually. They do have best handheld game.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Zelda won that.
Oh my God! There's actually only 4.
Are there?
Animal Crossing: New Leaf, Pokemon XY, Tearaway, the Underdog, and A Link Between Worlds, which I think clearly wins. Maybe
Yeah.
Pokemon wins. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. So
If Zelda doesn't win that, there will be a huge uproar. People will go. I mean, I can't even imagine the thread on NeoGAF about that. That'll just be insane.
There's actually like, won't the Pokemon fans just be as upset if Zelda wins? You know.
No, I think the Pokemon fans are probably inherently Zelda fans, and will know that Zelda is a better game. Where Pokemon just
Oh man.
That's
the
our
death
fight.
threats. They're gonna start rolling
Yeah.
in, JP.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
be in that NeoGAF thread myself.
yeah.
Wheat.
Don't fuck with Pokemon fans.
Exactly, that's true.
Let me see. They've also got best action adventure, best RPG,
What's up for best RPG?
best
That-
DLC. Okay, I'll go click through. They actually
Best
have one
DLC,
that's just best Nintendo game, which I have to look at that one.
Really?
Best casual game, soundtrack.
They didn't loop that
Let's
in with
just
Nintendo.
we might as well. Why the hell not? I'm opening all of these right here.
Sure.
Best
Do
song
it.
in a game, shooter, independent driving game, PlayStation handheld voice act. Okay. All right. This is best
Ooh, voice actor's
RPG.
interesting too.
All right. Best RPG.
What do we got?
And this is
Are any of them actual
Final
RPGs?
Fantasy 14, Fire Emblem.
Oh, if Nino Kuni
Yeah,
doesn't win
Nino
that.
Kuni, I think.
Did you play through that at all, Jeff?
I did not. I think I was going to pick it up on
It's
Black
for
Friday.
$9 right now on the PSN.
Is it really? Okay.
$9. I bought that game for $60. And I would have paid $100 for it. That game was incredible.
It's pretty amazing. I would say that one wins.
If you like Studio Ghibli at all, Jeff,
I love
that
Studio Ghibli.
Is amazing. Like just incredible.
My Neighbor Totoro is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. Okay. And the art style is so distinctly Ghibli, and so
Oh
is
God,
the
it's
story.
so good. It looks amazing. It's like the first time you'll be like, I'm actually playing a cartoon, and this is incredible.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
even Kingdom Hearts,
Wow.
which comes pretty damn close. Like once
Yeah.
you see this, it's just like, this is actually some of
So
the.
this would be a great game to play with my daughter when she comes back home for the
Yeah.
summer or
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Christmas because
Yeah.
she's a big Studio Ghibli
Oh
fan.
hell yeah, you'll love it.
Okay.
And there's
Scary
actually
part
some
about it.
co-op too.
That's right.
Nice.
There is co-op.
It's like
I forgot
it's not super impactful, but it's fun. Like I can do it with the kid and stuff. It makes a difference.
Scary part about that game is early on it is really hard.
It can be tough.
Completely outrageous how hard that game is at the beginning, but it gets easier.
Best fighting game: Dive
Killer
Kick,
Instinct wins that.
Injustice, Killer Instinct, and Tekken Revolution. I probably would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Which did you say? Dive Kick?
Dive
Kill-
Kick.
I said Killer Instinct. maybe.
Oh, Killer Instinct.
Dive
Yeah.
Kick maybe, just because of how dumb it is in the
Yeah.
best sense of the word.
Yeah.
But I think Killer Instinct is just a better crafted game.
Best driving game? Probably just skip that. F1 2013, Grid 2, Forza 5, and Need for
But
Speed
where's Gran
Rivals.
Turismo?
It
Man,
didn't come
Gran
out this
Turismo's-
year.
It came out yesterday.
Oh.
Well, that's too late.
Oh,
They got
man.
Zelda up on there though. This fucking contest is bullshit.
Oh, JP so mad. Best DLC, you guys. Borderlands 2,
God.
Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. I would probably Dishonored,
Yeah.
The Knife of Dunwall, Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon. You know what? A lot of people raved about Blood Dragon, but I kind of think that Tiny Tina's Assault
think
on Dragon's Keep
yeah.
is like one of the most creative DLCs ever.
I think it is too.
I didn't even know there was Dishonored DLC.
I
feel
didn't know
bad.
either.
Oh, there's like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, I never bought.
Shit,
them.
I got to go back.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. You play as the whoever the other assassin was in that game that you chased.
Oh, okay.
That's that guy.
Best Xbox game. BioShock, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, Grand Theft
what?
Auto
BioShock's
5,
not-
and Tomb Raider. What?
What?
Okay.
Those are like multi-platform. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand. Really, is Brothers the only one that's
Yes,
Yeah,
Xbox
there
exclusive?
is. There is.
PC
And
yeah.
so wait, does that mean that Microsoft actually came out with nothing this year that they would? Wow.
You have to wonder what the criteria was for that.
I feel like this category is here so that like Tomb Raider or BioShock can win something when they don't win Game of the Year. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Let's see.
If
Best
we don't say
PlayStation
Brothers,
game.
Shoemaker will kill us.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Yeah, best PlayStation game: GTA 5, Rayman Legends, The Last of Us, and Tomb Raider.
Weird.
Like, is that just so
So
The Last
only
of
The
Us
Last
can
of
win
Us.
more awards?
Yeah, this is bullshit. This is just more awards. You're right. This makes no sense.
Someone get Jeff Keighley on the phone.
There's one game in each of these that's console exclusive.
Best Nintendo
Nintendo.
game: Pikmin
Those
3,
are all Nintendo games.
Rayman
Okay.
Legends, Super Mario 3D
wins there.
World, and The Wonderful 101.
Super Mario wins.
I don't see the point of these awards.
Yeah,
there
I
didn't
don't
need to be
either.
platform-specific awards.
Well, let's see. For
Except
best,
for PC. Do they do
best
that?
PC game, I've never even heard of half of these games.
Let's see.
What? You've never
I-
heard of Gone Home and Papers, Please?
I've
Oh,
never
these-
heard of Paper
you know what?
Please.
This category is awesome. Now
this
one
is actually well done.
This
So-
one I can get behind.
Battlefield 4. I don't know what what Papers, Please is. I do know.
It's super fun, dude. You should
play you start the game as a not corrupt Eastern European passport stamper, and as the game goes on, you have to like read these different passports and like see if someone's like trying to fuck you over or if they're actually legitimately like coming into the into the country, and then like eventually they start like sliding you money and you can
how do
become
I
like
how do I
corrupt.
not know about this game?
I don't
Yeah,
know,
I don't
man.
know. It was.
It's
had
pretty
a lot
well
of
known.
hype. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the game that sounds like it'd be the least fun in the entire world ever. You
It's
play
When
a
was the
passport control officer in an East Russian.
Yeah.
Since everyone in the fucking world, aside from me, seems to know about
These
this,
are
when the hell
Eastern,
when the
you
hell
know.
was this the big? When was the big hoo-ha over this game?
Half through the year? 6 months ago?
Yeah, it was around the time of PAX.
Well, there you go. There you go.
It was like 3 years.
my
one
excuse.
of your trips of
I
hell.
was
I think.
traveling. Yeah.
Stanley Parable, of course, we all loved.
Oh, of course, of course. All
yeah,
right.
I
Well,
saw-
hey, that's good. I love it when I hear about a game that everyone says I should play, and I'm a fraud for not playing it. So
Yeah, it's like it's also
that's
really
good.
cheap.
I need
It's
to
like,
get on it.
It's like $10, I think.
It's like $10.
So
yeah.
is it on Steam?
Yeah, it also they
Yes.
might have an iOS port of it now as well. I'm
Well,
not sure.
shit. I better get on the iOS port.
It would work really well with like an iOS or a touch control. So.
Now, what happens when BF4 wins?
for best PC game, man, if it didn't have all those crashing issues, I might be okay with
Look
it.
at that category. That is such a weird category. You've got 3 indie games.
Well, wait a second. Isn't there an independent game category?
Is there?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
those are all indie,
Let's-
and then you've got this gigantic franchise.
All right. Well, best handheld game. We already looked at that one. Best casual game. New Leaf, Disney Infinity, Plants vs Zombies, and Skylanders Swap
Wait,
Force.
what? How does what's that fucking big game that everyone's the Candy? How's that not on there as casual?
I don't know.
Shouldn't Candy Crush just win
Plants
that?
vs. Zombies.
I
Well,
totally.
Candy Crush might be a year old, more than a year old.
Oh yeah, I think it is.
That
Oh,
possible?
that might be true.
Yeah. Best voice actor. Okay.
Who's in that?
Troy Baker as Joel, Troy Baker as Booker DeWalt, Stephen Ogg as Trevor Phillips, and William
Those are
Dafoe
good.
as
Those are
I've
good
got to
picks.
say, just Trevor was so good.
These are good picks. Yeah, Trevor was super memorable, huh?
I think Trevor will probably win that. He was such like thinking back over all the characters this year. He's like one of the most memorable because of his
I agree with you.
batshit scenes.
Best voice actress: Ashley Johnson as Ellie, Courtney Draper as Elizabeth, Kamala Luddington as Laura Croft, and Ellen Page as Jodie Holmes.
I wonder if Ellen Page wins that if she even shows up.
I'm so glad that they streamlined the names of these categories. You remember in the old days it was like best voice actress by a human or something. They had some weird phrasing. That was like, and every time it was like, as opposed to what?
Yeah.
I'm glad they got rid of that.
I think they did that for like the Borderlands 2 claptrap bullshit.
What is this category now? Best soundtrack?
Yeah, so best soundtrack is BioShock Infinite, GTA 5, Ni no Kuni, and The Last of Us.
It was a good year for soundtracks,
Yeah,
I would
that's
say.
actually total.
Been a lot of
I
good
think
music this year.
I think overall, this has been like, in terms of the games that came out and the quality of games, it's been like the best year of games in a long, long time.
I agree with you, yeah. I don't know about Grand Theft Auto being on this list.
Yeah, that's a little weird, right?
That's just like a jukebox. That's not, you know? I mean that in a good way. It's not like the same thing.
Ni no Kuni had good music.
Then they have best song, which ADHD for GTA Sleepwalking.
Oh, it's got to be Survival. Then they'll have him come out and play. I can't wait for Eminem to be there tomorrow.
Oh, you're probably right, dude. And the circle will be Unbroken, which is the...
You know where I think they blew it here was I would have put God Only Knows from BioShock Infinite.
Yeah.
I think that right. It was God Only Knows, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, they did a few of them. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and
yeah,
that was awesome. That was totally awesome.
I was like, where's that from? And that's when they like come out on that platform, and it's like the barbershop.
I think the first time you go on the beat.
Yeah.
Is when
yeah. Okay.
Most anticipated game. This is fan voted.
This is okay.
Destiny, Titanfall, South Park, The Witcher 3, and Watch Dogs.
Titanfall probably win that.
That seems like a totally paid for category.
Yeah, that's a weird category. Which game has had the most marketing hype?
Titanfall probably wins that.
That category is strictly for PR people to then be able to use in their ads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most anticipated game is voted for by the VGX.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, here we go. Best mobile game. Angry Birds, Star Wars, Infinity Blade 3, Plants vs. Zombies 2, and Ridiculous Fishing. I got to be honest with you guys. You know how much mobile games I play.
Yeah.
And every single one of these is actually horse shit.
Yeah.
Because,
wait, now why did they... Go ahead, sorry.
Well, no, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No.
I was just going to say, like, I mean, as it breaks down, Infinity Blade 3 is an amazing sort of graphical feat, and the game is fun, but, like, best game of the year on iOS, I don't think so. Like, Plants vs. Zombies 2, that does not deserve to be up there when you think about all of the other indie amazing came out of nowhere 99-cent wonders that were released. And even the same goes for Angry Birds Star Wars. Ridiculous Fishing is probably the only one in the category that like actually achieves that we were a mobile game that, you know, no one otherwise would have played and now millions of people are playing.
Yeah. I probably can't comment on PVZ2 without getting into some sort of legal trouble.
Sure. I mean...
So I'll shut up about that.
And Angry Birds Star Wars, like, again, Angry Birds is fun. It's great. The Star Wars integration in Angry Birds has been good. But this is definitely one of those, just because they might be number one on the App Store doesn't mean they're necessarily the best mobile game out there.
So. Yeah, I wonder what the criteria were. It does seem like they kind of went for low-hanging fruit there, right? Like, what are the obvious picks or the most popular picks?
Yeah.
Also, I wonder how they're differentiating between best mobile and best casual.
They don't really, it seems like. All right, so I wanted to skip ahead because, you know, sports, it is what it is. Now, when you go to best independent game, you've got Gone Home, Kentucky Route Zero, Papers, Please, and The Stanley Parable. So it's
nice.
I mean, but it's weird that, like, they could have gotten along. Yeah. They could have gone a lot deeper, right, with the PC or the independent category. I wish there was 8 nominees.
Yeah, these are all good, but you're right. Especially this year, there could have been a lot more. Yeah, it would also be nice if they make mention of that on the show, like what an incredible year it was.
I would think that Jeff would probably say that.
Yeah.
I think he's got enough respect for the indie scene that he would just say that blatantly.
I mean, this is like, look, this is just the PC category, except Kentucky Route Zero instead of Battlefield 4.
Right.
So same games.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true.
Yeah, and that's it.
There was also Studio of the Year. I don't know. If
there was.
Oh.
Where did that?
I'm sorry, but who's the Fulbright company? What game do they make?
That's Gone Home.
That's Gone Home? Okay, they're
Yeah.
actually in there, which is kind of surprising. Like that game, I did not expect that.
I think I can understand it because it was really kind of a bold experiment what they did there with
Right.
that game. I mean,
Right.
they took a big chance. That's an interesting list there.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect those big three right there for sure. And probably, I think that's a pretty good list, honestly.
That's again, this is a weird list. You've got 3 huge players there, and then the Fulbright company.
Well,
Right.
especially when you consider that all these other categories, like the one we were talking about, that felt like the PR paid for category, none of
Yeah.
them are on here. You know, this
true.
is
Right.
definitely not the paid for category for sure.
What a,
Yeah. Yeah, the criteria for a lot of these seems very random.
Yep. No,
What are you going to do? I mean, frankly, I think the whole thing is kind of ridiculous. You know, I don't think we need these awards at all, really.
right, yeah.
Um,
How can this website be so terrible that nowhere on the front page is it listed what time this thing starts?
It
All it
starts
says
at
is
3
December 7th.
p.m. PST.
Where does it say that?
Well, I just got the Twitch newsletter, and it's going to be
okay.
on twitch.tv/gametrailers on December 7th at 3 p.m. PST. I will add it to my calendar.
What time is that? 5? Fuck. I guess I'll have to catch it later. Or watch it at the same time as the show tomorrow, but okay. That's really bad, though, that there's no start time on that entire website.
Yeah.
I'll give it credit for this year for at least having a bunch of indie and less popular titles on there. It doesn't feel like it's just EA and Activision and Ubisoft and Rockstar, you know, all competing for ad dollars here. It
Yeah,
seems like
true.
there's some legit games on there, but
And let's hope the show reflects that. Like you said, you know, I'd
Yeah.
love to get a show for gamers.
Yeah.
And maybe the
Yeah.
fact that it
Yeah.
is going to be online and it
Yeah.
takes out a lot of that sort of TV decision making that happens.
yes.
That's what I'm kind of interested in.
That's right. Yeah, in the past, you could kind of say, like, years ago, I wrote like a pretty harsh criticism of one of the shows, and I got some pushback on it from some people, and somebody said, you know, and I like Jeff Keighley a lot. I have great respect for him, but you know, someone said, you know, at least he's out there trying to make gaming more mainstream and get it into the households on TV. So at least he's doing that. What are you doing, Green? And so, you know, I took that as, you know, as a good point. But I also felt like, okay, and I know this would never be Jeff's decision, but I felt just like some of that stuff was so pandering.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, we lost your. Oh, what was that
my
last thing
back.
you said? Yeah.
Now you're back.
Just that I felt that it was too pandering, and I'm sure none of those decisions were made by Jeff, but
Right.
some of the just like stupid banter with the hosts and just the fanboy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was like
And
watching a
and
bad E3 conference, is what it
Yeah.
felt like.
And it probably was the pressure of it being on Spike TV and needing
Right.
to appeal to whatever the fuck the Spike TV demographic is. It's probably a frightening group.
Yep. So the last thing, I don't know if you guys have anything else to talk about regarding the VGX, but there's been way too much hype over the fact that is Zelda for the Wii U going to be announced? Nintendo said that they're going to be there.
Right.
They said they're showing a new Wii U game. Is it actually Zelda for the Wii U? And if so, like, what does that look like?
Hopefully,
And is that-
amazing.
Is that like, oh my god, I have to go buy a Wii U right now type of a moment that occurs tomorrow?
Are you going to be happy that you've got one? What if it's Metroid?
I'm already happy that I have one right now. If it's Metroid, then I'll even be more excited than I am for Zelda Wii U.
You know what? If it's going to be Metroid, I hope it's not the first-person style of Metroid that they turned it into, and they could do something similar to what they did with A Link Between Worlds. And they could give me a classic Metroidvania
Side-scroller?
adventure that blew my mind. Yeah.
If they were going to do that, I would think that why don't you just put that on 3DS, right? I think that is more of a 3DS game than a Wii U game.
I mean,
and that could be argued for sure.
It could. I would definitely argue on it because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. I want it to be Zelda, but there's a part of me that feels like ever since, really Super Metroid, I've never gotten to experience that Metroid-like gameplay except in other games, Rogue Legacy, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and the other 5 games that came out similar to it. And that was one of the reasons why I love Metroid so much, is just the raw discovery and the search and the exploration. And I think that they could actually do amazing things with that 2D. Or maybe they can mix it up a little bit more, but give me still like that 2D.
What was that that epic game that came out where it was a Metroidvania? Not Shadowfall.
Yeah, wait,
Shadowrun?
Oh yeah.
No, not.
Yeah, I remember which one you're talking about.
Someone in the chat will have it.
It's not
Shadow Complex.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and that was just like a huge ode to Metroid fans, and that's why it was so well received, I think. But
now here's what else they've said, right? Because we're talking about the big dogs, Metroid, Wii U. And I like this one, a Dream On, something that will never happen, a Pokemon console MMO. Like, that would actually shut down the internet, I think, if that was the case.
Yeah, if Nintendo would be like, fucking boom, just drop the mic and walk out. Yeah. If they announced the Pokemon MMO for the console. That would be kind of crazy.
It would be ridiculous. Perhaps a new Star Fox, but I don't know.
I don't know if that IP has enough oomph anymore.
I'd like to think it does, but...
The last time we saw that was, what, the 64? And then it was remade for the 3DS, I think?
Yes. A new IP, which I find really unlikely.
Not from Nintendo. I don't see that.
And then Zelda Wii U.
And I think what has me most excited for Zelda Wii U is that video that they have right there, which was like a year or two ago, where it was like I don't know how this was rendered, but it's like 1080p Zelda. It looks amazing. If that's what we have to look forward to, then
if he even goes like, at E3 a few years ago, we showed you a video, like the whole place will just come down.
It'll go crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like, let's be real. This would be freaking amazing.
Yeah,
I would buy a Wii U for this game. This is probably what would do it for me.
Well,
as long as they don't do what they did with Skyward Sword, I would be 100% on board. Like, I thought Skyward Sword was such a shitty Zelda game. I thought it was so terrible compared to the other titles.
I've got to imagine that it was like the worst received of all time.
Like, what has me most excited, more than HD, more than the fact that they could do new stuff, a new take on Zelda, is the fact that I don't have to fucking use motion controls to play the damn game. Like, I don't have to use a shitty Wiimote to experience the game. Thank God.
Thank God that trend died.
That's the number one thing. I'm so glad I just don't ever have. I've burned my Wiimotes, man. I'm just done with that.
Well, I hope that's what it is. I hope. Were there any other announcements that were kind of like?
They're gonna show a new Destiny trailer, so that's it's kind of cool. They're gonna show a new Division trailer, which is pretty exciting. Cause we haven't seen
I'm excited about that.
Since E3.
Titanfall announcements. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you can hype in that game. It already looks great.
Bethesda said no Fallout 4 at VGX.
Really, they flat out said it.
Yeah, they flat out said that. I don't know if that's a diversionary tactic. We don't see that happen very often. So, looks like that's about it.
I think, isn't Thief supposed to be shown? Hasn't that been confirmed?
Oh.
That terrible nonsense. Hopefully it's not terrible.
Excited about that? Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So this is from their press release, just to be confirmed. On access, unprecedented access, blah, 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 blah. Including exclusive new looks at Titanfall, Quantum Break, South Park The Stick of Truth, Broken Age, Dying Light, Tom Clancy's The Division, and The Witcher 3.
Okay. And I'm on board for all those.
Nintendo Reggie will come on to take a look at a new upcoming Wii U game.
if they got to drop Zelda. I think that
It's got to be.
now more than ever, Nintendo needs that. They need to fit it. They need to close that shot. They probably bought the spot for it. They need to drop Zelda, so that everyone still remembers that Nintendo can make good games.
Yep, I agree.
And buys a Wii U.
And buys a Wii U. That's the most important thing.
Did
It's
you guys
like
see the
PlayStation coming out.
Yeah, did you guys see the sale numbers? I guess we can close the show out with that.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
the PS4 and Xbox One. I think PS4 was like 220,000, 210,000, something like that. Do you have the numbers, Wheat?
So
Spit shit out.
no, I think it was 2.1.
2.1.
Yeah. So 3 days ago, Sony announces PlayStation 4 has sold more than 2.1 million units globally. Another article came out where the UK said that 250,000 consoles were sold just in the UK, and that it beat in the weekend the lifetime sales of the Wii U already.
Yeah, lifetime sales were 170K, I think.
And they do say that this represents a new record. And guys, this is amazing, right? 2.1 million units sold in just a couple of weeks. That's pretty damn incredible. Like I wish I could go back and see what were the initial launch numbers for something like a PlayStation 1.
This shows just the power of marketing hype, because 2.1 million people did not buy these machines because of the great games on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, because they're all mediocre as shit.
So but you got to give it up for Sony and Microsoft for getting that many people to buy a machine where there's nothing particularly exciting to play yet.
Yeah, I mean, Xbox One had, I think, 1.7 was their number, sold in 2 weeks. I think that was, I want to say that was the number. The chat could probably correct me if I'm wrong, but it's pretty crazy they sold that much and they don't have really any crazy first-party titles.
Here's some other interesting facts. The only quote-unquote later gen system that the PlayStation 4 beats out, having sold 2.1 million, is the Xbox One, but it beats out the Magnavox Odyssey, ColecoVision, 3DO, the Neo Geo Pocket, Turbo Express, the Atari 5200, the Sega Nomad. And the next one up is going to be the Wii U at only 3.9 million.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, man?
That is kind of crazy, because you'd think that a console, because how much has the Wii sold? 100 million.
That's insane. Wow. That says it all.
How could that fall so much, man? Nintendo, like, was that a marketing error? Was it the name of the console that fucked it up? And
I think it was all of it. I think it was all of those things. I mean,
now that they're marketing in like the Pottery Barn in Southwest Airlines, like that's their big numbers right now.
Well, were you guys at E3, the E3 when they announced it at that press conference?
I watched it online, but
yeah, I mean, I was there in the audience, and it was like such a freaking catastrophe. It was just like, I mean, in the audience, you could probably feel like, what? You know, like there was.
Well, especially when you're like, this is competing with current gen graphic capability, which is not totally true, because it's a little bit better. It's like 0.5. But the sad thing about it, Jeff, is that I quite like the concept of the big screen and the controller. They do some cool things, but it's just like, it's one of those things where, developers are not, hey, if I can make a game that comes out on 3 different consoles, why put the time into Wii U?
I think their messaging was so bad. I mean, people gave Microsoft so much shit this summer for their screw ups, which was deserved. But like, to this day, there's probably a lot of people who still think the Wii U is just a peripheral for the Wii.
Oh yeah, no,
like they don't even think. And so that is a catastrophe for people at this point in the game to not even know what the Wii U is.
Yeah,
all those people should have been fired.
Perfect example of that is, I remember when I bought my Wii U at launch night. Not only was there not a line at Walmart, keep in mind, when I bought it, the person that sold it to me asked, "Is this just an upgrade to the Wii? What is this?"
Oh my gosh,
what?
So crazy.
And I'm like, "Oh, it's a." she was like, "Is this an add-on? Is this like a new controller?"
Oh,
And I'm just like,
facepalm.
wow, like, am I really buying this console? What am I fucking doing? Like, and I don't think that messaging has changed. I think everyone still asks those same questions.
I think
in
that
the
the name
mainstream
was
world.
terrible too. I mean, and maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe they needed to not call it a Wii.
I think that's right on the head. Like, it's so ingrained in that. Like, the Wii was such a huge name for both gamers and like just people in the mainstream world that if you add U to it,
Yeah.
the fuck is that? No one's gonna know that that's a console. At
You
least in
should
the
have
mainstream.
gone back to like a SNES sort of naming system. You know, something that would have got people pumped for
Right.
old school Nintendo or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what was the Nintendo 64 was like the Ultra 64 before it was renamed the Nintendo 64, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
something like that.
Should have gone with something the Super Wii. I don't even think you need Wii. In
Yeah. I mean, this is all armchair quarterbacking, of course.
Exactly.
And 2020 hindsight, I mean, who knows what we would have done if we had those jobs. But I do think
Yeah.
when you have people wondering if it's even a console or not, you have screwed up.
You've got
somewhere
some
along the
issues.
way.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree. I agree. But it would be crazy to see what could happen to some sales numbers if suddenly that killer app is released, because I still don't know. I mean, you'd think something like Super Mario 3D World, which has gotten such rave reviews, would be something that would escalate those
And it's
sales.
done terrible sales.
Yeah.
I think
Really?
that game's only sold like 170,000 units.
That's crazy. Well,
That's
it'll
unreal.
sell 170,001 because I think I'm going to get it for Mini Wheat for Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic game. In terms of a Mario game, it's almost up there. It's like right before being like Super Mario 64 good. Like if they were
Wow.
to do more with the game and like expand on what a Mario game actually is, it would have been there. But there is not a level that is like no level in that game is the same, which is crazy to think about it because there's probably 50, 60 levels in that game, and every single one has a different mechanic to it.
How is this game
Which-
$63 on Amazon?
Which Super Mario?
Yeah, sold directly from Nintendo.
Wow.
They're just like, hey, what's
Sorry.
a few extra bucks?
Spy it on buy it digital. Don't wait for Amazon, man.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
did that
cheaper
with
digital?
Zelda.
Oh, you know what though? I'm scared. I've been reading stuff about people losing their systems and then not
You know,
being able
I'm a
to
little bit
recover
worried
their
about that.
games. And
Yeah,
suddenly
it's
I'm
tied to
like,
those games.
whoa. I almost did Zelda for that reason, and because I was like, I wonder if I can link my account with James's so that we can. And then I was reading all these horror stories about, oh, my 3DS died, and then I lost all my Nintendo classics, or my Wii U died,
Yeah.
and I lost all my digital games, and people were
That
like,
sucks.
oh,
Shit up.
21st
You can't
century.
like re-download these things, or
Apparently
there's no...
not.
It is tied. So it's terrible. When you sign into an account on a Wii U, that account cannot be signed into on any other Wii U at all. It is locked to that system.
Yeah.
And anything that you download, whether it be a game, whether it be DLC, anything, it is not able to be moved from that console. So if it
that's
dies,
horseshit.
if
It
it
is.
dies, you're fucked. Unless you
That's
send it
them
in
not
to
living
Nintendo.
in the... That's them being behind the times still.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unfortunately, as usual.
100%.
Which, when you see even the likes of Steam or, Origin even,
Yeah.
here are at least, well, you know what? I built a new PC. Boom. My whole library is available on the cloud.
Yeah.
Like
Origin's even
or
so good that-
PlayStation Plus, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
It's just
download
obvious.
everything that they release.
Yeah.
I just tag it so that when I want to play it, I can go, oh, sweet. I already have access to it.
Right.
Origin's
Apple
so
does
damn
that.
good. I've got
Apple
4
does it.
copies of Battlefield 4. So, I
Right.
mean, what is that?
You paid for it. I mean, that's really just dumb of Nintendo.
Yeah. Yep. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty silly. All right, we're reaching the breaking point here, fellas. So we should be thinking about wrapping it up. But once again, thanks everyone for tuning to another episode of 8 Bits, number 17, version 1.7. Want to thank Jeff for coming on the show again. And any
as
closing
always.
thoughts, Jeff, from you, or any shout outs or
Well,
wrap?
when we started this, before we logged on today, if I had to order the purchases I was going to make, the hardware purchases, it would have been probably PS4 and then Xbox. But now, after talking to you guys all morning, it's Vita,
Oh God.
then PS4,
Ooh.
and then Xbox. What the hell happened in 2
Wait,
hours?
just do what someone in the chat. Wait till they announce the PS4 Vita combo.
See,
'Cause that's-
I think that'll happen.
Ah.
It's actually coming.
Right.
No, I think it's
Oh,
been
is it?
confirmed. It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna just sell them in one package. I would just wait for that, to be honest.
All right.
I mean, if they tack on, if it's a $500 SKU compared to a $400, that's totally worth it. You get a Vita for half the price, and you get a PS4 as well. So
Yeah,
Fun.
that will be one of those, like, man, I almost wish I didn't have either of these so I could buy something like that. But
yeah. I think that would be the smart purchase to just wait, because like we were talking about at the beginning of the show, there's no, like, do you really want to play Knack?
No.
No, you don't.
I want to play Rayman Legends and Last of Us. So
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go. Just play all the other. There's too many good games to warrant a. Unless you just have a bunch of money and don't care, then.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
I was rolling in cash off camera. There's a pile of money.
exactly. All you're gonna play on the Vita is Persona 4 Golden. That's probably like the must-have game for that system. So that's that.
you going to be streaming it all this week? Any other activities, Jeff?
I'm going to be doing some Dark Souls later today, and probably again over the weekend. I'm going to continue my epic journey through that game until everyone including me, gets sick of it. So that'll be later today on Twitch.
Awesome.
Cool.
I might have to tune into some of that and see how it goes. So.
I'll probably be sober today.
All right, JP, how about you?
Well, today's kind of a busy day. Right after, like, minutes after we end this broadcast, I'm going to go hop on Day 9's day off and play Starbound with him.
Oh,
so
nice.
Fun.
We'll talk about that next week, because I've never played a Terraria-like game, and now I'm jumping into it head first. So we'll see how that goes right after this. I'll probably turn on my stream as well. And then later tonight, recording Real Talk with Jeff Green himself. So
Oh, that's right.
that'll be
I
up,
hadn't forgotten.
yeah. That'll be up on YouTube later tonight. It'll be a 3-part episode, and it'll be posted tomorrow and Sunday as well. And then tomorrow we will be playing a new D&D show starting at 4 o'clock Eastern. I haven't revealed like any of the details yet publicly, and I'll just wait till tomorrow, and we'll do it right when the show goes live. So we'll see who shows up to that, and what game we're going to be playing, and all that nonsense. That'll be over on my channel, twitch.tv/itmeJP. And apart from that, I started playing Baldur's Gate 1. Fucking, I don't know. I'm having a really good time with that.
It's kind of fun, man. It's
Have
kind
you
of
played it before? Ever?
No, I've never played it. I played the second one when I was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I quit. But I'm having a really good time, and I have a lot of the developers actually watching me play through that, and they're like sending me emails every day, like telling me how to do certain things. So I'm actually a lot. Well, because like they don't even tell you in the first level or the first area, they don't tell you how to leave that area. So click the edge of the map. That's never said anywhere in the game.
Right.
And so part of the playthrough was me walking around for 20 minutes, like, how the fuck do I get out of here? It was really bad.
I do it?
But those are all up on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see me stumble through that, then you can go check it out over there. Other than that, that's all I got.
Awesome. I'll be doing some random streaming for the remainder of the weekend as well. So, just tune in, twitch.tv/djWHEAT. Throwing up a few more videos over on YouTube, youtube.com/djWHEAT. And, we'll go looking forward to trying to stay warm today and, hopefully a fun-filled weekend of gaming. So, you guys, as always, thank you for joining us, Jeff and JP. It's been a blast, and we'll see you guys on another episode of 8-Bits. Again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye-bye.